Hello there, it's me, Hazer, coming in with Hayvering, I guess, kind of. Predictions and talking about last week of SPL and talk about this week of SPL, talking about what's coming up this weekend, what matches are coming up, how the predictions were looking, what my predictions are. This has been a video that's been requested the most out of any videos. Funnily enough, people want to see predictions and that's the kind of thing people enjoy from week to week, so I will do it also. I've just having a mad week at work and I can't be bothered finding another topic to do. So this is coming out this week. We'll see if we make it a weekly thing. It depends how the video does and how I feel about it and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to have a look in the in-game client and go through the predictions in there. Look at the weird percentages. Look at the fact that I clearly forgot to update my predictions for week 2. Let's see if we can do that. This one, hello. I'm in the top right now. I feel like I'm moving around a lot. Anyway, I'm over here. What is this? What's the current standings about? They're not sorted. That's not very good, is it? They should probably sort that, huh? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Anyway, you can figure it out. You're smart cookies. Let's have a look at the week 2 results before we get into week 3. Week 2 is the week that just went by. You can tell I forgot to update my predictions because I had the Taurus Titans winning twice. Apparently in week 1 I put them in winning against the Jade Dragons for my week 2 predictions. So yeah, I think I probably would have changed that. But I would have definitely got this one wrong. 2-0 to the Valhalla Valkyries over the Oni Warriors. I think a result that basically nobody saw coming after what we saw in week 1 out of the Valks losing to the Scarabs. So yeah, the Valkyries came out, looked pretty good. I think it was a combination of the two. The Valkyries looked good. The Valkyries figured out some gods that were really working for them. I think the Warriors' picks and bans were bad. They adjusted poorly in game 2 and they played really, really poorly in that set. Deservedly got 2-0'd by the Valkyries. And then after that, we saw the Leviathans take a 2 over the Titans. Surprising to nobody, the Leviathans currently looking like a top 2 team. And the Titans looking like a bottom 1 team right now. So we'll see if they can tidy their play up going into week 3. Warriors took down the Scarabs 2-0. A lot of people had the Scarabs winning that. I don't know what the predictions are like on this Smite game client. The numbers look strange to me a lot of the time. But the Warriors clean victory over the Scarabs. They looked a lot better in that set. Nika on the Tsukuyomi out of solo looked really good. It was good to see that. They looked like a good team. They looked like they had something to prove. I think that loss to the Valkyries was a real kick in the teeth for them, a kick up the bottom to get them moving. And then the Dragons 2-0 the Titans. Shock horror. Who could have guessed that would happen? Everybody, yes. And then the Bolts beat the Valkyries. This is a really weird one. I mean, you look at the numbers here, 19% for the votes, 80% for the Valkyries. That just doesn't add up for me. The Bolts have so many fan favorites as well. So it might just be like a follow the leader type thing. People just, the number is bigger to start off with, so people pick the bigger number. Very strange. I would have always had the Bolts winning that. I also think the Bolts kind of showed how to beat the Valkyries in that set. They really dressed them down in picks and bans. They took away the Sun Wukong from Ducky. They took away the Loki from Johnny, and I think that really neutered the Valkyries. I think they punished them pretty hard, and they picking the Sobek as well. I think it really showed a weakness in the Valkyries and their problems that they're having with the ping. How many times we saw beads in midair off of Sobek plucks. Bit of a problem. So that's something that I think other teams will look to emulate. I think the Bolts really did some damage to the Valkyries with how badly they beat them and what they beat them with and how they picked them bans. But yeah, a good 2-0 win for them. Bolts starting to look much more on track since their week 1 loss was it to the Kings? No, it was to the Leviathans. So it was the Leviathans, which doesn't look like nearly as bad of a loss since all the games we've seen from the Leviathans since then. Leviathans beat the Kings 2-1 in our final set of week 2, the best set of the SPL so far. I would say by a fair amount. It was really good. Only 2-0s this week apart from that. But if you missed out on the Leviathans Kings set, I would recommend going back and watching it. I really enjoyed it. There's a really high level of Smite played by both teams. Game 1 was like perfect execution by the Kings. Game 2, the Leviathans were great. Game 3, I love the way Shinto stuck to his guns with the Tiamat and played her really, really well. I thought Rongyu on the Umoja as well played fantastically. Genetics had a great time on the Ymir as well. Big Man Ting's doing really well in mid. So I'd really recommend checking that setup. And the ADC matchup was pretty hype. Hardcore is proving to exist in the most exciting lanes so far. I feel like all of the duo lanes have been pretty quiet, apart from ones with hardcore in them, where we're getting a lot of action and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, really enjoying watching hardcore, really enjoying watching Julio, really enjoying watching the Leviathans. And even though the Kings lost there, they actually go up in my estimation after a 2-1 loss to the Leviathans. I think they played really, really well. I think both teams played great. And I think that they both exist in the top 3 teams right now, maybe. I mean, the Bolts, you could argue up there as well. But anyway, let's go into week 3. That's us talked about this week / last week. I mean, last week's results. Let's call it last week's results. And let's go to week 3. I haven't done the predictions for this one, so we'll do it live. Again, weird numbers. Very strange numbers here. We got... yeah, come in. Huh? Food. Okay, well, I'm recording a video. So I'll probably go get the food after. Maybe I'll cut this out. Who knows? Magic of editing. Anyway, probably not. Anyway, week 3. Kings versus Valks will be our first set. A good set. Seven European players? 7 players playing from Europe, rather, in this one. Maybe they'll play it on EU servers. Who knows? That would be exciting. Would put Twig... It would put the Kings at a disadvantage, so I doubt they'll go for that. But yeah, all of the Valks playing from EU. Camelot Kings, you've got Genetics and Big Man Tings playing from the UK. I've got the Kings taking this one, and I've got them taking it 2-0. I think they'll have paid attention to what the Bolts did, and I think they'll have learned from it. And the Valks, I wonder if they've had time to come up with new strategies. They've got to expect now. They need to ban Sobek. They need to find a way to deal with Loki and Sun Wukong being banned. Although I think Ducky still had a pretty okay time in the solo lane, but I feel like we've not seen Johnny have as much of an impact on any god other than Loki so far. He's done okay on the Nem. The Rats looked passable, but it has looked like he's struggling with the ping at times, and so I think the sad truth of it is the Valks are just going to struggle for as long as they're struggling with ping. That's the way it's going to be. But I got the Kings taking that. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Kings. I just think they're pretty good right now. They're just the better team right now. Set number 2, Friday evening's game. We've got Oni Warriors versus Olympus Bolts in what I think is a closer matchup than a lot of people will expect. Maybe people are thinking, well, apparently we got 82% thinking that the Warriors will win. Are all the predictions just going to know the Jade Dragons? Well, who knows? Anyway, that's probably our matchup of the week. We'll get on to that in a sec. Another good matchup though. This is not as good as that. This is a good set. Warriors, I feel like in week 2 when they took that loss to the Valks 2-0, they had a real kick up the arse and they sorted themselves out a bit. Do I think they're good enough right now to beat the Bolts? No, I do not. I think the Bolts, I expect to be the better team. I think Haddix has settled in really well to the league. I would like to see them doing more around the duo side of the map and pressuring more and running the game more early game, like we saw out of their comps towards Worlds with the Rat Jungle for Laspera and the Ymir for Jake and Sobek and stuff like that. I would like to see them doing a bit more of that. They look less on point with that stuff than they did last season, but I still think they'll have enough to get past the Oni Warriors. I'm going to go 2-1 on this one, though. I got the Warriors taking a game. Set number 3, Leviathans versus Jade Dragons, are 2 undefeated teams coming in. The Leviathans coming in with a lot of confidence. The Jade Dragons, I don't know if those guys have ever lacked confidence. They are, well, maybe Hurry, but the other 4 have been running things for the last year, at least, the last couple years, I guess. Who do I have winning this on Saturday? Our first set of Saturday. Make sure and be there. Sharpish. It'll be 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Central Europe. And 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to go with the Dragons taking it down. And I'm going to say they win 2-1. 2-1 for me for the Jade Dragons. Okay, Tartarus Titans versus Solar Scarabs in our battle of what I believe are, yeah, 2 of the bottom 3. You could maybe have Valks down there as well. They did lose to the Scarabs, but the Scarabs, after that, yeah, have struggled. The Valkyries did take down the Warriors. Who have I got winning this? This is a really important set for both teams, I think. I think either one of them could take a lot of confidence out of winning, could use it as a springboard to sort of bring themselves a little bit further into contention and to start performing better as a team. I think that the Titans are going to start to turn things around this week. I think they will win this, actually. Am I going to go 2-0 or 2-1? I'll click on the Titans either way. That's my prediction. I've locked it in now. Can't back out. Or can I? I'm going to go 2-0 to the Titans. I think they come out of nowhere. They look strong. And they win. That's my prediction. Leviathans versus Warriors. I think the Leviathans are currently too strong and too consistent to go down to the Warriors. The Warriors, I feel like, are going to play the same game as the Leviathans. They're going to farm it up through the early game, look to play more towards the mid and late game, and I think the Leviathans are just going to do it better. Right now, I think these two teams play kind of similar styles, but the Leviathans are just simply the better team right now. Got an EU player on the Leviathans, a couple of EU players, and Neil playing from Western Canada for the Warriors. So ping diff goes in favor of the Leviathans as well. So maybe that's why they get it. Copium. Twitch chat memes. Anyway, Leviathans take this one down 2-0. Scarabs versus the Kings. I think this one could be a little bit of a tripping point for the Kings. I could definitely see them tripping up here, even after I've got the Titans being the Scarabs, and I've got the Kings tripping up. But maybe I do. Maybe I do. No, I'm gonna go with the Kings 2-1. I could definitely see them dropping a game in this banana skin of a game. The Scarabs right now, I think, are looking a little bit rough. I've actually been fairly impressed with the way Baronix adjusted to the league. I think he's doing okay, but yeah, I just don't think they're playing as high as a level as the Kings are right now. So I've got the Kings winning that 2-1. I think the Scarabs do take a game though, probably off of a good draft, an interesting draft as well. That's my predictions. Anyway, we got 2-0 to the Kings, 2-0 to the... Did I have 2-1 to the Bolts? God, I've lost my mind. I don't know. Yeah, 2-0 to the Kings, 2-1 to the Bolts, 2-1 to the Dragons, 2-0 to the Titans, 2-0 to the Leviathans, and 2-1 to the Kings. I got a lot of 2-1s, a lot of faith that these are going to go to game 3s, which we've not seen a lot of so far. What have we seen? Like 2 game 3s so far? So this one, and this one. Yep, last set of both weeks has gone to a game 3. So we'll see if we get another one. Maybe that means I'm right on this one. It will be a 2-1 either way. We did go to a game 3 in every final game so far. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it. That's my predictions for the week. Let me know what you like about this, what you don't like about this, anything else you'd like to see from me. If we see any really interesting things go on this weekend, maybe I'll do a bit more of an analytical piece for YouTube for next week. But yeah, that's it from me. Hopefully these predictions aren't too off base and you don't think I'm being a silly boy. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Sorry about the background, by the way. The sun's still out, so I have to mess around with my mirrored cupboard doors there to stop the sun shining and glaring on the camera. So yeah, sorry about the slightly messy background. Hope it's not too bad. Hope it's not triggering you too much. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and I shall see you this weekend for SPL. Bye.